That's recording. All right. And then we're going to start recording in Audacity in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pressing now.
Pachika boom
And
boom.
and welcome back to the Fan Service Podcast, the only podcast that tries its best to release a video every week, but due to unforeseen circumstances that we will get into soon, that is
So
really
many.
hard.
Hello.
But
So
yeah,
many.
yes,
Happy New Year
yes.
again.
Oh yeah, it is. It is the
To
new
you
year.
too,
It is
Shinra.
it's the year of the year of the tiger. How's your New Year's been? Have you started on your New Year's resolutions? If you made any, I don't remember what we talked about.
I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. It's always just try to be a better person. This time, probably, work harder on this podcast, work harder on art.
That's kind of
and maybe stream. Maybe.
maybe. I mean, you did. By the time this recording, you made like what, one so far? Maybe two. I don't even know.
What, streaming?
Yeah, streaming.
Going back into it for the month?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have one.
Okay.
Probably do another one tomorrow.
Nice.
As of this recording, so.
All right, that's not terrible. We
try to stream one time a week at least. No, at least two.
Yeah. We take those though. We take those. But yeah, life from 2022 started off with a bang. It didn't. Well,
literally since the last time we recorded, lots.
Yeah, lots of things have happened. So
update time.
Yeah, so for just behind the curtain, we record these sometimes beforehand. So just so we have like a little buffer because we both have full-time jobs and I also stream. I'm getting into YouTube content. I post shit on Twitter and Instagram.
He's doing artwork.
Yeah, so it's just a lot of stuff. But so I guess a lot of shit has happened and since the last time we recorded.
The span of what? I think we had a 3-week buffer and we've used it up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, literally behind the curtain. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we have to dive deeper into it just a little bit more. But what was I gonna say? I guess I will start. So flashback 2021, last year, haha. I worked Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day. When I went to my dad's house, I just started feeling cold all of a sudden. Like I'm there, I'm sitting under like his ceiling fan, I'm playing with his dog, and I'm cold. I'm like, why am I so cold? I usually I'm always constantly hot. So I was like, whatever, maybe it's the fan. So I sit there, put on my hoodie, I'm vibing, I'm having a good time. Go to my grandma's house, I feel all right. Eat dinner, open gifts, we're having a great time. But then after all that, I sit back down and I start feeling the shivers again. This time it's worse. I'm like freezing. So I'm like, all right, let me go put on my sweater. Let me put on my mask. Let me go hide in a corner. I go home that night, take an at-home test. Tested positive for the vid, the coof. And I went the next day to get a test for it, like a testing center, and I waited on that line for 5 hours.
5 hours while you're feeling kind of sick.
Yeah, I was feeling sick, and I had to stand outside in 20-degree weather in a sweater because I'm an idiot, by the way. Because I thought it would just be in and out would be good. I went at like 10 o'clock. I didn't get home until 4 or 5.
Just a side comment. You're lucky. At least you had the option to wait in line, though, because here in California, you can't do it without an appointment. Period.
Oh yeah.
That
is terrible. I mean, to be fair, I kind of wish that's what it could have been like. Because so I get in line.
No. Let me finish that. Oh. There are no appointments available.
Okay, there we go. There it is. There it is. There it is. There she is.
Yes.
So we're going, and so I stand in line, and I'm hating every moment of my life because I'm here, waiting, and waiting, and waiting, and they're only taking people every hour, pretty much. Every hour they bring 15 people in.
Wow.
The people that are inside don't tell us anything. They don't tell us if they have any tests. So we're just there. We're sitting there. I'm freezing. My mom is with me because I told her to get tested. And then, so we're there just standing up. She has a bad leg because she tore her ACL and she's standing for 5 hours. I'm like, Mom, just go home. We have an at home. She's like, no, I'm going to take it. So we're standing there in the dead cold and we finally get in, take the test 5 minutes. And it only takes 5 minutes to do the test, which is also crazy. It's 5, and they take 15 minutes, 15 people at a time. And yeah. So I had it, called the job, and like, hey, I'm sick. They're like, all right, come back January 4th. So I had a little vacation.
Yeah.
And that's the story.
But what about your situation? Like, you never got too sick, right?
Oh
Not that I
no,
heard.
like in terms of my symptoms, I just felt cold for the first 2 days, and then I had a bad cough. Like it hurt to cough. Like when I woke up in the morning because my throat was just so dry. And that was like for 2 days, and then by the 5th day, I was healed. Like no shivers, no cough. I had like a little flip. I mean, I still do, but that's just life, I guess.
Life, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't that bad. I wasn't worried about it. I had a nice little vacation from work, and I had to go. It was a vibe. The new Final Fantasy patch came out. The normals. So I was playing the normals of Final Fantasy. Overall, I was just having a good time. I was vibing.
Yeah, I mean,
I was
took
eating
a bit of a vacation
sushi.
at the same time,
I was eating
but not for the same
sushi.
reasons.
I was able to spend time with my birds. Unfortunately, one of them did pass away recently.
Oh no.
So, yeah, Elsa, my bird of 10 years, passed away.
Wow.
She was just
I'm
getting
sorry.
to that age. It's okay. I knew it was
Yeah,
happening.
she's old.
Elsa knew. I mean, Nova knew it was happening too because she was really nice and like feeding her and all that. So now I'm
Aw.
just stuck with this demon over here, who now we have to become friends because I'm the only thing you have now.
Aw.
So I'm gonna try to work on training her like on my days off. And like every day I like sit by the cage for like an hour. Yesterday, even when I was streaming yesterday, I put on what is it? I put on like a bird lullaby so she can like listen to it and like relax and calm down. She was singing to it. I put it on before I went to bed and I passed out. I was like, huh, there's something
You're a
about
bird at heart.
these bird songs that are they literally just put you to sleep.
Work on you.
Yeah, exactly. So, but enough about me and my trials and tribulations.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. What about you? Because
worked out.
apparently you have had quite the day.
Yeah, quite the day. You had quite the month, and I'm like, well, my day has been a day. I mean, for me too. Even though took off like almost a whole week and a half of work. Not really. I still worked from home over the holidays, New Year's. All I did was watch the second Spider-Man movie so I could watch the new Spider-Man movie, which the irony would be if seeing No Way Home was why I ended up maybe getting COVID.
And that's I think why I think that I don't know if it was work or seeing Spider-Man that got me it.
Because I saw it last weekend. Not this past one, but the one before on Sunday. And then I started feeling symptoms on Thursday. I don't know if that works out because I might have ignored symptoms. Who knows?
It's quite possible.
Because it's so mild even now. I don't know if it's COVID. It's just so weird. And anybody that I tell apparently like or I hear, they say something like anyone I've talked to says that it started as a forehead headache, like a pressure.
For me, it started as shivers.
Shivers.
Yeah, that's how I literally
think
was
that's
freezing out. It felt like just a flu.
yeah.
It's really
What's
what it
really
what it felt
annoying is
like.
I can't even get tested because of the enormous amount of people that are just always um ahead of you. Like, so I can get a test as
Mhm.
early, this is the earliest, it is the 21st.
Of January.
Yes. Thankfully, it's in January and not February, I guess, but,
Oof. That's all I can say to
e
that.
well, I'm not gonna test positive at that point, hopefully,
I mean, the
but I was, and,
the
I mean, I guess I can look into an antibody test, but I don't it's not as widely available.
yeah.
Uh,
I still need to get my booster shot.
yeah, I mean, I would be due for it about the end of this month, so,
Mhm.
the timing is interesting. Again, I don't know, but, my did your taste feel like it was altered at all?
Mine?
Yes.
I can't say I can't say
You can't say for
whatchamacallit.
sure?
Yeah, no, because I don't know, because I've always had like a high spice tolerance, and all I eat is spicy foods.
Well, it's different. I mean, I've read a lot of very like, it's really varied what I've seen, what people have had, in their
Hmm.
experience, and so for me, it was Thursday morning, I'm at work, and I tried drinking coffee, like, 5 different times, and I couldn't drink it because it all tasted metallic.
Mm.
So I just thought there was something wrong with the machine, but in general, like, I haven't been able to taste coffee normally. I mean, today I didn't have coffee, so I don't know,
Hmm.
but it's like a lot of that is dissipated, but I
Yeah,
also, like, suddenly able to eat more spicy than normal, which I'm like, "Well, that's a nice skill."
yeah,
I was like, "Ah, I'm just eating this, bag of" what is it? Hot Cheetos like it's normal Cheetos. So that was fun.
yeah. I haven't had any.
But
I
most of
have.
my stuff that I know I'm sick in some capacity
Hmm.
is just the immense fatigue. I mean, I've had a fever-ish
Yeah,
going on. It's definitely not an actual fever, but I've done my temperature and it's typically like 1 to 2 degrees higher than what's normal for me.
okay, yeah.
And, that's been the past 3 days. And my voice right now is deciding to die.
No, a lovely time for it to die.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, you just
I'll just have a
just.
little bit of a Lindsay Lohan voice, that's normal for me.
Mhm.
It happens anytime I get sick.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Um, and then what else? Just fatigue, and I mean, and I'm still working, I'm able to work.
The beauty of
Uh,
being able to work at home.
yeah. Yeah, my company decided to last Friday, which I was working from home anyways.
Hmm.
They're just like, "So we're gonna move to work at home until the end of the month," and it's probably just to not have to deal with everything, like waiting for people to get tested and checking that status, just work
Yeah,
from home. You're allowed to go into the office if you have no concerns, if you feel comfortable with it, or if you're not sick, but of
yeah,
course, most people are gonna be like, "Hell no."
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't fucking if listen. If I could work at home with my job, I would. But functionally, that I don't think that's quite possible.
Yeah, I know it doesn't make much sense unless you become some sort of like fancy buyer for a rich person and you just order stuff from them by mail all the time, like, and then that wouldn't necessarily be the exact same job at all.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, I mean, I also played a bit of Final Fantasy 14
Hmm.
over that break, but not as much as I wanted to. What did you think? So for anyone else again who plays
Welcome to
What
the
did you think
Final
of
Fantasy
the actual
14.
raid?
The raids that came out, I think they're alright. I think they're brain dead easy.
So
To
I
me, at
was thinking,
least.
I personally rank them. For me, I have a ranking. I kind of liked Eden the most.
Like tier 1 or just in whatchamacallit?
I mean, all of the whole. I know it's hard to compare since we've just done one. It's only one tier so far,
Uh-huh.
but I always will love coils.
I
And
mean,
then
I've never done coil, so you know. But I think this raid tier is alright. I mean, I think the hardest raid tier that I've personally ever rated on is the Ramuh tier.
Ramuh tier?
Like E5.
Yeah, Eden.
Yeah.
So that was tier 2, right?
Tier 2 of Eden, yes. I think that's
Yeah.
the hardest tier I've done.
So far for this one, what are we on? We're on what is this called? Pandemonium? We'll just put Panda.
Yeah, Pandemonium.
And then I don't like Alex. I hate Alexander. There's some good fights in there, interesting to an extent, perhaps. But I have a lot of trauma rating that tier.
Oh yeah.
But I thought Eden was fun. Maybe it's because I actually did the whole thing and I've never on when the content is out, done the entire Savage tier 1 through 3. Because Coils already had the first tier out when I started playing. And then Omega, I gave up for the last tier.
Omega
and
was
then
fun.
Alexander.
I really like Omega. Omega's a fun raid.
Yeah, I only did Midgard Summer, so that was the second part of the last tier. But Alexander, I don't know if I even tried to do the third tier. I was out. I was not interested.
Third tier of.
But Pandemonium so far is kind of like to me. It's not bad. It's not great.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked the way, like the first 2 tiers for Eden with the again like using the primals the ways they did.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was really exciting to me.
Yeah.
I mean, still like the gear.
I mean, the gear from this tier looks cool.
It's all right. It's not bad. It's not that interesting though.
I don't know. The weapons are cool.
The weapons are really nice. Oh, we can talk about the weapons. I was actually just looking at them all yesterday. For doing some stuff. Some of them look kind of dumb, depending on the class. But they kind of have a little bit of a Nier aesthetic vibe to them.
Oh yeah.
With the word circles.
Mm-hmm.
Which I like. It's not like a 1-to-1, but it's a good aesthetic. All the mage stuff is really nice. What
mages always get blessed though. That's just the life of a mage.
The really cool black mage staff. I'm gonna stop gushing about that, but yeah, COVID. And then I drew a quick while I was waiting for Shinra to get ready for recording here. I drew a quick little comic for my day because I realized I'm not a very good storyteller. I need a workflow. But my day started yesterday when I was playing Final Fantasy XIV until about 12:30 a.m. So I was making sure I finished all my weeklies and then do a little bit of crafting.
That's exactly what I did. I finished my weeklies literally last night at 12 a.m.
Do you know what? Literally. So I was just like, you know what? Let's get my fate challenge log done because I only need to do a few fates.
Mm-hmm.
But I only had a few minutes, and I was on this last fate. And I was doing it on Gunbreaker, so it was kind of slow, and I was all by myself. And I finished the fate, I get the credit for the challenge log, and I open the challenge log and it reset.
Feels bad.
I'm like, "Whoa, I just made it. I made it by seconds." So
Oh,
yeah, that's why I was, working on those weekly things until the last second. But yeah, so then I'm like, "Okay, let's just clean the kitchen a little bit because we've been having a little bit of a pest problem in my neighborhood because I guess we're next
is
to
it
the
construct?
highway
Like,
and
it's
our
construction happening?
it's because it's really cold, so they're
Really
trying to
cold
find
in where you are? Really? How cold is it, Feather?
it's been getting, when it started happening, it was getting, like, 26 degrees.
No, it gets that cold over there? Huh? Interesting.
No,
Oh,
it's not normal.
oh,
Usually, our average, like, coldest at night is, like, 35,
oh.
but, we had a few very cold weeks here, especially at night. It's kinda normal now, like, it's in the 40s at night now, but
Mhm.
this is, like, I think around Christmas.
Yeah.
And, so it's been a bit of an issue. So I was just, retidying my kitchen to make sure there's not, like, shit anywhere or food out, and pest control might come check things out anytime during the week. So I do that, go to bed, in bed at about 1:30 AM, pass out reading my Korean webtoon with big ease, and the next thing I know, I'm awake and Java had run over my face.
Lovely.
And it was about 50 minutes after falling asleep, so I was just in pure shock, like, adrenaline mode. I didn't know what was happening. I thought it was, like, 5 in the morning or
Yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
Lo and behold, I haven't even been asleep for very long,
Mhm.
and I'm, like, proud of myself because 'cause I'm like, "Yeah, I actually went to bed before 3 in the morning." No, because that took a while to get over, and thankfully nothing happened, like, just a few scratches, but literally, like, almost fucked up my eyes, and I don't know what would have happened. He has, like, these weird things where he wakes up from nightmares. I don't know if anyone has a cat or a dog that just becomes really aggressive after dreaming. I don't know if that's a thing, but
Aggressive. Maybe he had a bad dream.
it's happened to him before where he bit the shit out of my finger when I pet him half asleep, and he was asleep, and I woke up to, like, my thumb bleeding profusely.
Aw.
So this was a little bit better than that, except for the fact that it gave me nausea waking up so fast. When I need sleep because I'm still kinda sick,
Mhm.
and I'm about to go to sleep, and then at, like, 3:30 in the morning, I just hear, like, I don't even know, like, a party in my attic or roof of rodents or animals or raccoons. I have no idea.
Fun.
They're just, like, scurrying around making thumps.
Fun.
And that's actually what happened just before when Shinra tried to start us, talking for the podcast. He called me, and I was like, "Hold on, there's activity on the roof again." So
Yeah.
that's another thing, fun time. So anyways, I wake up, start working, influx of work, 8:30 in the morning, no sleep, feather, just
Mhm.
doing what I can to get through it. And then at 10 AM, there was finally a breakthrough.
Oh, yeah, there was
There
finally a
was a
breakthrough.
mouse
Oh,
inside the
no.
apartment.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. So
Oh, no.
called the, whatever they're called, the leasing office to my
Mhm.
apartment, and they're just like, this poor lady who's like, "Oh, for these things, I'm gonna have to forward it to my manager, but he's out for the rest of the week, and I'm the only one here for the rest of the week." I'm like, "What are they doing to this poor worker?" When the entire neighborhood is dealing with something similar, like, there's people that already have infestations inside their house or apartment.
Oh, God.
Like, I've heard random screams around the neighborhood, and it sounds like I live somewhere dingy, but it's pretty nice complex. Um, that
Hey, yo.
charges more than it should, of course, but still. Uh, yeah, so anyways, she's like, "I can just have our maintenance guys come over and patch some holes up for you." Since it was in the kitchen, we, like, looked and took out all the appliances, and he sealed up some holes and whatever the hell, and put some mouse traps, which I really don't want to catch a mouse. I don't wanna see a dead mouse. I don't want them to die.
Don't you have a
I just
cat?
want them I have a cat, but he
It's useless. Yes. Sorry.
so
I
he
mean,
no, he's been really paranoid and affected because he hears them every day, all day, so he hasn't been sleeping. So today, he kinda just passed out all day.
it's fine. You can admit that your cat is absolutely useless when it comes to catching mice.
He
Like
hasn't had
the
the opportunity yet. He hasn't
I
had the opportunity.
Feather. I'm just gonna go on an executive. I'm just gonna give my executive answer that Java is not gonna catch a mouse. I think he will
Granted,
look at it and be like, "All
yes,
right, good day. All right, see you later."
he already missed the opportunity. That's the only way I'd be okay with a dead animal is if my cat killed it. I don't wanna, like, kill anything with a trap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean Java's a trap
It's a big
that doesn't
he's
work.
he's too big right now to catch anything, I'm sure. He's he's in his winter mode,
You should
but
just
yeah.
get a oh, what's it called? A a Yorkie.
Hmm?
A Yorkie. Like a Yorkie dog?
I'm not into those. My
I
roommate
mean,
had them, my
I
old
mean,
one.
did you know that they're bred to hunt rat? I mean, to hunt mice.
To hunt rat.
Yeah, to hunt rat. No,
There's this one because 'cause I'm into gardening, there's this one channel, and the guy, he has a Yorkie, and he is the most amazing dog ever.
yeah,
He digs up the carrots and stuff and eats cucumbers,
that doesn't
and
sound
he
like
does
a
scare off, like, pests, like rodent pests.
that doesn't sound like a Yorkie. All Yorkies I know sit there and yell at
He grew
uh
up gardening with his whatever owner, so I'm sure he's peculiar.
yeah, all Yorkies I know sit there and they just yell at windows all day.
My roommates didn't do that either. They were pretty good except for the girl, she would just pee everywhere. She'd get too excited.
Oh, poor thing.
That was the only problem.
Yeah, Liz's dog just sits at a window and guard dogs all day. Just
I really wanna get a Samoyed, and it's a really, really simple reason. They make me happy.
no, that's fine. Nothing
I
wrong with
saw
Samoyeds.
one yeah, I saw one, I think, uh, I don't remember when, but it was sometime before I got sick, like, significantly before,
Mhm.
and, he was just this big freaking cloud, so cute, so fluffy and big. But yeah, that was my day today, was dealing with helping maintenance. Go around and search for holes in the kitchen while I'm also trying to meet deadlines for my job of, like, intense spreadsheeting.
Intense spreadsheeting. Woo.
Yes, and ordering and blah, blah, blah. It was a lot, all while I still have a slight fever. So,
Nice.
at the end of it, I'm very dead and mellow and dying.
Basically what you're telling me is Java needs to start pulling his weight around the house.
Yes. He was on duty yesterday, but he didn't do anything today, so, I don't know what to say about that cat. Hmm,
That he's fat and lazy. That's what you gotta say.
but but,
He's fat, lazy little
venting is
man.
nice.
Venting?
Feel feel free to vent anytime in the comics. Comics? Comments?
Yeah, I don't really I mean I have really nothing to vent about. I mean, work has been alright, you know. They shortened the hours of work.
Yeah.
So that's kind of poggy woggies. They should do that more often. They should. So, but we still close rather late on the weekends, which is fucking stupid. Personal opinion. Like, no one
Well,
comes
how
in
late?
past. We close at 10 on weekends. And no one comes in past 9 o'clock. So it's literally us just standing there doing. Like today, I pretty much stood there and did absolutely nothing for like an hour. Because no one was in the store.
Damn.
Yeah. Life.
That brings me back to retail.
Life is trash. But it's alright. I mean, I could. My thing is that, because I don't know, I'm not. All my experience with retail is after Christmas they let you go, so I'm over here like kind of paranoid that I'm like, oh no, they're gonna fire me. So I mean, they want.
But
I
have
don't
you
think
worked
that.
in a union before?
No, I have not worked in the union before.
Yeah, I don't think they would because typically that would only be if you were hired as a seasonal,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you were hired a little before.
Now I was hired as a full time. It even says it on my contract that
Well,
I'm
I
a
just mean like before, like right before they started hiring seasonals. So
yeah.
even then, you shouldn't be too worried.
I'm just paranoid because again I haven't.
I know. Well, so this is I hope nobody else goes through this. I literally am fine every single day that I'm in my job in the
Mhm.
office.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I clock out, I have this intense dread
Why?
as if like I just always have this concern that I'm going to one day, come in and they're going to tell me that they're letting me go. I don't know where the paranoia comes from, but it's just like my heart sinks every time I clock out. Even though
Yeah.
there's, like, no particular problem. It's just
Every
sometimes,
yeah.
jobs let
That
people go for literally no reason.
yeah, especially like now in COVID. That's my thing. It's just like, oh, it's COVID time now, so it's possible.
Yeah, things are getting rough again. A lot of retail is still closing.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, like, let's say, for example, my job probably is fine, but some of the constraints are, like, even us, deliveries, uh, to customers are affected. So, we're not gonna make as much money if we can't provide
Yeah.
enough product.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's all affected.
Complete sidebar of the conversation that we're having. Every time I draw eye, her hair always fucking changes. I mean, it's the same base idea for her hair, but I'm just like, oh, how do I make this look better?
I think it's generally the same.
It's
I don't think
generally, I mean, it's like if I was to like, I, smile, whatever. Like this is the same regard. Like this is always gonna be the same makeup, like that, and then this goes down, right? Into
wait,
this ear, blah blah blah. That's always gonna be the same. But it's just like changing it to actually give it more like value and stuff like that. Like adding more hair strands. Like I've been trying to do that more.
yeah, I mean,
Also, I drew you a little
it
rat. Do you like the little rat?
yes.
That's your new
Well, that's the
friend.
thing is that I think, like, mice are cute, some rats are cute, so I don't I don't want them being
Yeah.
pests in my house, but I definitely don't want them to die. Like, I was at Home Depot to buy something else, and we hadn't, like, in my apartment, had any kind of, like, breach yet, but they had, like, mouse traps, and they have
Mhm.
ones that are just like will kill up to 100 mice, blah, 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 like, this is a killing machine, and I'm just like, "This is pain. Where's my humane stuff?"
I mean, anything that kills something is never gonna really be humane. If we're just
No,
gonna be
no,
too.
no. Well, they had one trap that was like a catch and release, but like
Yeah,
that
the
was
only
it.
when we had a mice infestation, it wasn't like really an infestation, more of like there was construction happening outside, and then the mice were like, I'm scared. Let me
Yeah.
go let's just say let me go do the thing. So they started coming into mine because I have birds, and they're like, ooh, free food. And we had an electric trap. So they'll just
Mhm.
walk in it and then they just get zapped. And that's it. That was the end of it.
Yeah, no, so some of the traps are very like one of the things that my apartment gave us are these glue traps, and those are the worst because they're just stuck. And the glue is so sticky, it like they just die because they're not moving anywhere. Like if you don't get rid of them first or put them out of their misery yourself. And I'm like, that is just bad.
I mean, so fun fact, I mean not really a fun fact, but fun fact about glue traps is um if a mouse gets caught on it, they will literally chew off their own legs to get out.
Yeah, I was going to avoid getting into that, but okay.
Hey man, it's just one of those things we gotta talk about.
Or
But
tear it off themselves from moving too
yep.
much.
Also, I've had one of my first birds landed on a glue trap before.
Uh-huh.
It's not a pretty sight. I got
Yeah.
her off of it, but she like a lot of her feathers ripped off.
Oh.
Yeah, poor thing. But she was a strong baby, and she healed fully. That bird went through
That's
so
good.
much and lived a full life of 15 years.
Wow. Yeah, 15's long. You know, it's funny, when my cat Java was a kitten,
Hmm.
my house, we were having like a fruit fly, which is pretty normal in Florida.
Hmm.
Um, and we had these traps, like the fly traps. They're not anywhere like the mouse sticky trap, right?
Yeah.
They're just a bit sticky, leave residue, and he ran into one of them. And again, he was only like 4 or 5 months old, and I wasn't home because I was at work.
Yeah.
So my dad calls me, like, telling me what happened, and he's like, "I don't know what to do. Your
Sounds like
cat ran
Java.
into this."
Sounds like your father also.
And I'm like, "Give him, like, a bath?" Like, cause he was stuck to it, and then he had the sticky stuff stuck to, like, his butt. And my
Oh.
dad's like, "I don't wanna do that. I don't you can figure it out when you get home." And I'm like, "What?" So I had to, like, wait until I get home to wash this poor cat.
Fun fact: if your cat sits in the sticky glue trap thing, or any animal, to anyone out there, Shinra fact of the day, right? Shinra fact number one: use olive oil, and it will the glue will just come right off if you're stuck to it. Of it, if you're stuck to it already,
You could also maybe even do a mixture of olive oil and dish soap sometimes. Does,
that
like
works too.
yeah,
Yeah, use Dawn. Just like the commercials say
yeah.
with the BP oil spill.
All those things kinda, like, fuck with each other. They all hate each other.
Hmm.
Gluey stuff, oils. I'm just, like, drawing this reminds me of a fucking Hatsune Miku sketch I did, like, 20 years ago.
20 years ago. Wow.
Yeah, Miku wasn't around 20 years ago, by the way. So it was probably more like 10 years ago.
Oh God. Have you eaten any good food recently? Hey, it's Michiru.
Um, me?
No, yeah, you.
too much. I'm just very thankful that I gave this Chinese second chance. Uh, it was my favorite place out here, and it it was not very good. The last time I think it was an off night, and I got it again maybe a week ago, and it was delicious.
Oh yeah.
It was even better than it ever was, and I'm just like, "Ooh, thank you, Lord." I was so craving Chinese food, the good Chinese food.
Yeah, I found this place near me that sells really good General Tso's chicken. So I've just been kind of vibing with that.
They don't have Tso's because they're kind of authentic, but
General Tso's, that'd be slapping, bro. I
I
don't
do
care
wanna
how
find a
authentic
place
it
that
is.
makes a really good General Tso's. I almost experimented with another place, but then I was like, "No, I'm just gonna see if they're good because they have you ever had something called, dan dan noodles?
No.
So good.
Oh
So
yeah,
yummy.
are they yummy?
I don't know if you would like it, but it's one of
So
my
the question,
favorite things.
so the question is, Feather, how tall do you think I is?
Uh,
How
5'2",
tall do you think this? I mean, probably. I don't know. I
maybe 5'4", somewhere in that range.
She's definitely
5'2",
short.
4.
I definitely want her to be short. I don't want her to be
Then
tall.
do 5'2". Proportionally, I think she could be that.
True. I don't know if you ever have tried the designer pencil
Yeah, I
in
have no idea what
in Clip, but if you haven't, I definitely recommend it.
is it is it
It's a
is it a
base pencil.
downloaded one?
No, it's just base pencil.
Designer.
Hey, design pencil.
This one?
Yeah, I fucking love it. It's
Oh,
touch.
yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, I could paint with this.
Yes, you can.
I will use this
I
as a
mean,
paint.
I haven't tried to paint with it. I mean, it's probably. Oh, you definitely can. Just. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because you could just do value.
The things we discover.
Yeah, you could just work with value a lot, right? That's
Yeah, it's very, very
it has
see, so
like
I tried every single brush that I downloaded or that came with, Clip.
I think you know why you probably like this because it's a textured brush.
Yeah, and I really have been looking for texture that I like, and it's so
Yeah, it's a texture brush, so it's just like different ink blots that like mix together. I just
it's
realized that.
beautiful.
Oh, I love it. It's what I draw with because
Yeah, I probably
it
would
do.
keep doing what I do for, like, the line art
Oh yeah,
portion,
100% for a
but
line art. Yeah, I mean for sketching, it's easy because you
oh, well,
can kind of.
still, I use a pencil for sketching and line art, it's all the same exact thing, like, I don't even switch.
I'm tempted because there's one artist I found on Twitter who's just very bold lines when lining. Like his shit is fucking like, but it's obviously like what is it? It's very bold, but there's definitely like value in the lines. So I definitely want to like replicate that. Like I will try to I want to replicate that like type of lining style. Also, little rat friend is just gonna stay up there. You know what, little rat friend, we're gonna color you. Your colors are
This is
little rat. Is it
amazing. My whole life, this is what I've been looking for. I didn't
look at
experiment with the pencils because I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be in there, better than what I'm using." Fucking beautiful. This is how you get Feather excited after all a shitty day. Do you say pencil? It's literally not one damn thing I've been using has
There you
done
go.
what I want.
There you go. I have painted my little
He's
rat friend.
adorable.
Gotta give him a little pink nose. There you go. Little pink nose rat friend. Now look at Mitrion looking all cute and shit.
I love her. Okay.
Bird people in Final Fantasy 14. Do you become bird?
Yeah,
person?
where's my bird people? Like actual race? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? I'll do
It's
it.
got,
I will leave Al Ra.
I feel like it's coming.
I will leave Al Ra for bird people, man.
Bird people. I like.
Could you imagine if you had the clawed feet?
I mean, that's like, know what you know me. You know me and my my love of the foot, but that's okay because Final Fantasy feet are fucking
Polygons?
They're literally, it's literally this with a.
It's like you might as well play. Might as well play.
It's literally a toe to. It's like it's a poly. So literally, like if you were to look at it, it's just like whatever. Oh, you have your foot, and then it's just.
Yeah, just play Roblox instead. Like, what's the?
It's literally like this with like a toe texture on top of it. So it's fucking. It's whatever. It doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, no, I can't. Like, I would love to wear sandals, but I can't because I hate seeing the feet in this game.
Exactly.
It's literally the main reason. Yeah, I've been wanting to, like, pretty much since she shows up in the story, I've wanted to draw her.
Yeah, this is Mike the Rat. Say hello to Mike the Rat. Mike the Rat.
Mike, don't come back in my house. Like, I think he got scared off because the maintenance person made so much noise moving around all the appliances.
Listen,
I can only hope there's only one that got through.
Yeah, hopefully.
And there's not actually a bunch of mice hiding in my apartment as we speak.
I have started to become part of the school of the Taite Kubo, and I started drawing the upper lip.
Yeah.
I always have been trying to.
Yeah.
I would never understand how to draw lips.
Do what I just did.
That's pretty much like the strat. You just do something like that, and then you just fucking.
This makes it so much easier, this damn pencil. That's gonna save my entire life.
See, Feather, never. You're always learning something. Always learn. I fucking love that pencil. That pencil is so cool. It's like good to even line art with.
I could for sure.
I wish what you can do. This is the only thing I want from Clip Studio. I wish you could make a line art layer, and then, based on that layer, be like, all right, let me just grab everything, like, and then like I'm like, I don't like how this looks with this brush. Lasso everything, and then just grab a new brush, and then highlight over it, and just redraw it.
What, like as if it were in Photoshop?
Yeah, but even in Photoshop, it still won't. If you draw a line like this, and then you were to magical,
it would have to be a vector line.
Yeah, exactly. So I wish you can do that.
Let's make a program real quick. Just kidding. See, with a brush. And then, do you know the real reason why I like that brush?
Why? Because you're small. I am actually really tempted to just use this to actually paint now because it has like actual texture. The problem is I just don't like how it overlays. I'm pretty sure you can turn that off, but
Oh, you mean how like it doesn't blend?
I mean that's easy to fix. Honestly, you just have to go
Adjust the
into
settings
fucking.
probably.
You can just adjust it or just fucking go to the blend tool and blend it yourself.
That too, yeah.
Like it's a
I mean,
fucking
I think it's fun to kind of just mess around with it as well.
yeah. But I kind of developed my own coloring style. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
I need a. Oh no, where's the? Oh, okay, Mike, you're good there, buddy. You sit there. I need to grab. The problem with me is I need fucking. I don't. I wish. Oh my, is there a way to make a color palette in Clip Studio so I could just grab that instead of having to open a previous drawing of my character to grab the fucking color palette that I use? It would, you know how nice my life would be if I could do that. I also need to start.
I'm looking.
I need to start recording.
So
Whatchamacallit.
like there's the history.
Also, I mean, you've seen all my emotes, but for those, because I know everyone's seen me draw them before, but look at them and they're
They're
completed.
so good. I'm
Ugh,
so jealous.
ugh. I mean, my favorite one is the middle one. I love this one right here. That fucking face. That face.
So one possible thing you could do here, Shinra,
Mm-hmm.
is you could open. You see this subview tab.
Yeah. Where?
So you
Where?
see how I have like the melon
Yeah.
background there.
Yeah.
You could draw a palette and then put it in the sub tab.
Oh, how the fuck you do that?
I don't remember how I got it here.
It's fine.
Think it's because it's like
I'll just grab it. I'll just do what I always do. I'll just go to a previous thing. I'll find a way. If anyone knows in the
yeah.
comments,
So
please let
you
me
see the
know.
file button on the sub tab, like open file. There's
Hold on.
that. There's
One second.
the folder, and then there's the image, and it has the arrow coming out of it. You can just open it there, and then you can pick the dropper tool and just pick a color from that little sub view.
Alright, I'm gonna
You
use
can make it bigger,
I'm
like
gonna
this.
do that all over again. Well, how do you do it?
Okay, so you see, so
I,
underneath the tab, so
I
you
don't
see
think I
this
even
is the
have
color wheel, and
Subview.
above it there's the lines, and at the end there's three things. There's a trash can, an image with an arrow coming out of it, and a folder with an image, an arrow coming out of it. And you click that, and you could pick something in like your folder here. So you could make a palette and then just pretend that's the palette. This is just a bunch of different colors.
You know what
And
it is?
then
You know what it is? I actually don't. I never actually had Subview. I like turn it off because I never actually use it.
I use it for like I mean mostly for that actual purpose is pulling colors or to have a reference image without switching between tabs up here. Or, flipping the like having the canvas,
Yeah, it's probably good to
you
know.
know,
Yeah.
convenient, and then you can just pull colors out of it. You could put like one of your reference images of her there. Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Does that make
Fucking
your life easier?
Giga Brain. Wow. This just
This is
changed
look,
my
we
life.
both taught each other something this stream.
Yes, we did.
We're
Are you
sharing.
streaming?
Well, no, I'm not streaming. Whatever. You know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm. Before I started drawing more often, I hated coloring. Now I'm like, oh, coloring. Hell
You're
yeah.
into it?
I'm like, let's go coloring.
Yeah. It's good.
Even though I still have to actually line this, but rough colors, rough colors, rough colors. Mike, you stay there, buddy.
Like,
That's Mike the
yeah,
rat.
you stay.
Oh my god. But I'm glad that work hasn't been terrible. Too bad for you.
I mean, it's been killing me, but not in like a bad way. Just
Hmm.
catching up and stuff and figuring out life.
Yeah. Are you
Life.
so? Because we're talking about Final Fantasy rating. Are you so? Feather used to rate in a group. So in Final Fantasy, there's a thing called the static. You play like with a bunch of with like 8 people. And Feather this time around has elected not to be. How does it feel to be free?
It's actually pretty sad to not like I don't like not being a part of it. And
Hmm.
it's partly the group I was in, but also not being able to rate at all.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be able to do some here and there, but no statics, no regular schedule. I can't do it at all.
Yeah, I'm leveling an
Um,
alt. So if you wanted to rate on any day, that's what my alt is there eventually.
yeah, no, I mean, I'm trying to see, like, I'll either be mostly doing PF or, you know, I can be that person that helps people who need an extra body.
Yeah.
I'm not,
I,
like, gonna be racing to get the best gear or anything. I'm a
I,
healer, so it's easy to flex.
yeah.
Like,
This racer kind of hurts though. I'm not gonna lie.
uh,
I don't know if it's my
we did
gear.
fine when we went in as the,
In the
uh,
first fight, it
no
isn't that bad.
shield. Of
Yeah, in the
course.
the first fight isn't that bad.
I mean, it
Uh,
doesn't not hurt, but
yeah, there's only like really one mechanic that really like is like, ooh, that was spicy. P2? Oh my god, that bitch fucking throws trucks at you.
but the
That
thing
shit,
is, that's
it
why I'm a
hurt.
healer is I like that stuff. So we probably have
I like healing too.
a different not
That's
as
why I play.
much as I do.
That's why I rated on Scholar last year.
I was rated as a freaking healer forever. You know, the only time I didn't do healer was freaking coils.
In the Mal. Didn't you say you want to switch to Paladin though?
Yeah. But paladin's kind of meh at the end of the day.
True. True
It's meh, and then
beans.
also so far I haven't needed to be one for like a sub situation, and then I ended up like I have my qualms with Astrologian's cards, but the new skill they gave Astro kind of makes up for it.
Which one, Astrodyne or
Uh,
Starfall?
Astrodyne, yeah, right. No, the Macrocosmos.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
It's literally a game cheat. Like there's some things that they put into the skill that make it not, you know, ridiculous
Mm-hmm.
as it kind of is, but it's
Now, I'm still like trying to figure out what the fuck class I want to play. I'm reading on Samurai right now, but
is it's do you like your range?
yo, listen, that range buff, as much of a meme that is, it's actually gigantic.
No, so
Like,
like I know it's a meme now. If you want to explain to those who don't know.
so Samurai has a skill, like they have a cast bar for certain abilities, and the range was only like it was really short, the
3
range.
alms, which is like let's just say 3 yards in a video game,
Yeah,
if
right.
even, maybe
So for
3
some
feet.
certain mechanics, so you can max melee a boss, which basically means you just stand as far away as the boss, but you can still like hit like your melee attacks without having to use range. And so you'll be doing that, and the boss will like on let's say on a fight called the Mother Crystal, she would be just outside your range, so you would have to like greet it or like have to like very selfishly like move in and hopefully not get hit because samurais literally all their big damage comes from having to go in, pop these things called Ijutsu, and then back out. So think of it for those who watch anime, because we are an anime podcast, Smile. Think of it as you do your random sword attacks and then you hit them with the fucking Hinokami Kagura. and you don't have range to do it, so you need to run in a little bit.
Yeah, well, melee in general is going to be like right on the boss.
Yeah.
That's like so it's not really out of the norm that it was like that you would have a shitty situation a lot where you wouldn't be close enough. That's kind of like what comes with those classes. However, when they extended the range, I was just reading like the notes and I'm like, oh, samurai got a buff its range on these skills. I mean, that to me, I didn't know the background of it. I just saw it as a regular patch note with no background info. I don't even know if that background info existed yet. I think everyone was confused. And I'm like, "Oh, that could be useful though. I can see how that's useful."
Oh, it's game changing.
And then it became a meme
I mean, it's just like
because it was an
Scholars.
accident.
It's just like Scholars with the
Have you?
with
That thing
the
is
speed
so
buff.
amazing. The
Yes,
the
it's the greatest.
sprint
It's the greatest. It's the
because it's
greatest thing in the world.
faster than sprint, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fucking great. It helps for like certain mechanics where you're like, damn, I have to fucking go from like for P1S the fourfold, just to help people adjust faster. You just pop that, bing bang boom, you're in your spot. You're Gucci.
I've had people people use it. I did Delubrum with 8 people.
Ooh,
And
fun.
they use that and I'm like, "Wait a second, this
Wait,
is
you can
so
do
useful."
you can do Delubrum with 8 people.
You can do it with 8 people.
Nice. I did Dalriata with 4 people. I think on patch day, we're like, fuck it, let's just do Dalriata. Like day 1 patch. Me and my friend went into Zadnor and I was leveling Sage and they were leveling Reaper.
I am only at the beginning of Zadnor. I never.
Zadnor is a lot more fun than
Yeah, I went in for the first time
Basha.
for real, like other than when you unlock it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. What are you back to the whole we're an anime podcast. Are you watching anything?
Yeah, Attack on Titan season 4. So excited for Attack on Titan season 4. That's all. Oh my god. Yes, Attack on Titan season 4. Very excited for that.
Yeah, I'm just chilling.
So Attack on Titan season 4. Kimetsu no Yaiba. What else am I watching?
Standards.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been watching besides like One Piece on the side.
One Piece. Still,
Yo, it's a
I
good
mean, it
anime.
never ends. It never ends. Oh, I'm not
It's
saying anything. I'm only talking about the length of time it takes to catch up.
yeah. Honestly, I stopped for a while, so you
Yeah.
can blame me. Did you change the settings to make the blending look better? Because yours is fucking.
No, I'm using a lot of different things.
Okay.
This
Nice.
has a brush and 2 different pencils. I'm switching between everything. See, that's one of the most when you're a lazy person, the most annoying thing is that you have to like kind of switch. Like, so I just switched back to the design one.
I mean, I mostly just use one pencil. I mean, one thing when I'm shading. But
I mean, I mostly do, and then I'll do a blend and a little gradient, airbrushing, and whatever comes.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do the airbrush. I usually do the airbrush too, but.
And then I have, so there's these, let's see if we can utilize. I have these interesting brushes somewhere.
Ishima. Cop. The water squat.
Piccolo.
Yeah, have you been watching? Have you been watching anything of importance?
Um, so not really.
I
Been
mean,
really hard to keep up with anything.
yeah, I mean, Kimetsu
I'm
no
trying
Yaiba.
to finish Higurashi still because that's kind of like my life.
Hmm.
And it's I don't know the way the some of those arcs have been going as like a really big fan. I don't know how I feel when like my
Oh.
second favorite character is doing things that are extremely out of character, even if I know why.
Mhm. I mean, if you know why, then you know.
It's kind like it can be a reason why, but what if it's not a good enough reason why? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Just plot.
Just blend out a little bit like that. I do like how this thing blends though. This fucking it's like an airbrush, but not really an airbrush, but kind of like an airbrush. You know,
Yeah.
you use some wide strokes on the edges. You know, bing bang boom. Put some
Yeah.
there.
I'll be watching. Oh, the main reason I wasn't watching much anime is because I decided to watch Sopranos, which I finally finished.
Ooh, nice.
So that's out of the way, thankfully. I can go
You know,
back to being a
you know.
weeb.
I mean, before we go back to being a weeb, you said you saw Spider Man, and
Yeah,
for those who are new here, I love Marvel movies more than
I'm
anything.
a Spider-Man kind of girl. So
So what'd you think of what'd you think of Spooder Man?
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I think it was one of the best Marvel like of their movies. I really like the Spider-Man ones and the Doctor Strange ones the most.
Oh yeah,
Those are up my alley, but
but
I'll always miss Iron Man.
oh, thank you. Let's make it sure. You know, you show respect to the homie.
Listen. The only
You just
reason
you
I
just find
didn't
Robert Downey
put
Jr.
that as
attractive.
like a start off is because there will no longer, at least not in the same way, be
And Iron Man.
uh, my thing is like frozen. Come on, you can work. Huh?
Oh, there we go.
The hell?
You okay?
And my iPad started playing music and it scared me.
Mm.
But it wasn't my iPad. I'm so confused. Anyways, yes, Iron Man. I love the like Thor as a concept, but I have no idea what they did with him.
Yeah, they kind of just turned him into like a jokester, which
The
works
whole
fine. Like it works
it's a
fine
little
as like a thing. It's just like having the way because they try to do Thor originally like how he's supposed to be like the human
yeah.
you small and thingy and people are like fucking Thor's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So they made him more of a dude bro, and it has gone
Yeah.
over very well with people. I mean, just check Thor Ragnarok's probably one of the best Marvel movies that's been released. So God, I love shading. Shading is so nice. Ugh, just fills my body and blood with this shading empire. I used to hate it. Then I realized that
Yeah.
you just gotta become the color.
Let's see if we can get a background going. This is gonna look pretty weird if I do this. I'm sure. Bum, bum. Wow, that didn't come out as bad. I actually filled in all the colors.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that
I was
don't
scared. I'm like, this is gonna look demonic because something's gonna be missed.
don't try when shading. Don't shading or art tip of the day. Don't
Don't do it
shade
on
on.
white.
Don't do it on white. As
Yeah.
we both do it
Listen,
on white.
I did risky business and somehow everything worked.
Yeah, I'm just trying to just get like a base sketchy wetchy out for no, not sketchy wetchy, but just overall just a blend or just like overall shading on this. But yeah, Spider-Man Far From Home, really good. It was sick. I'm excited for how it ended, which means a lot of good things. I mean, I mean, can we talk about it? Because
Probably
technically,
not.
some people, oh, spoilers, blah. But fucking shut up.
Well, I think it's still relatively early. Like, look at me. I took how long to watch the second movie? It just somehow like went past me. I don't know why, but again, like
I
that
mean,
happens to
to be
people.
honest with you, to those, if you haven't seen it already, it's all over. Like, you're not safe from it. It's all over TikTok. It's fucking
I've been safe. I had no idea.
everywhere.
I was so surprised. I knew nothing
I
that I was getting
wasn't.
to. It was so good
I knew. I was like,
because of that.
listen,
And I enjoyed the surprise of everything. So
I
if there is anyone out there that can enjoy that too, you know what I'm talking about, and we can just say it's great.
you know
You
what?
don't have to spoil anything,
I mean, you're right. We don't.
right?
We don't. You are 1000% correct. We
And I'm
don't have to
not
do.
one who really gives a shit about spoilers, but in this case, I think it's worth it.
Oh,
For some reason.
but listen, we won't talk about the spoil. We won't talk about spoilers for that. But let's just bring this down a little bit.
It was good.
It was amazing, and you know what? Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah, no, I really liked it. I think they did a lot of good with the screen time and like utilization. I liked it a lot more than the second one.
Second one was
Um,
alright.
second one wasn't bad. It was good, but it wasn't like wow.
I
This
mean,
one was wow.
I mean, after watching this one, I don't think anything is ever done. I mean, nothing that
I really
is.
like the Spider-Verse movies too.
Oh yeah, I mean, I like the Spider-Verse movies. One, because they're good. Two, Gwen Stacy's Spider-Man.
It's so
Probably.
good, yeah.
I mean, for a quick little sketch.
Yeah, right? I think I'm pretty proud. I don't know what I made. I mean, I do know, but I don't know how it turned
Yeah.
into that. I was just like, I really wanna draw. I wanted to draw her since I saw her.
I mean, she looks amazing. I mean, I'm happy how mine's came out actually too. Like
Yeah.
color wise. I mean, hold on, I still gotta.
You're just proing it up.
I mean, I am in terms again. I'm just gonna keep mentioning how fucking vast my art skill has improved over the whatchamacallit over the time, but fucking god hell. I don't know where all this the skill came from, honestly. I really don't. This you know what it is? The way that I'm using this pen, like this pencil, it's kind of how I use it. How I usually just use the fucking what's it called? The transparent brush for I just use watercolor transparency brush, and I just pretty much just do the exact same thing, and then I blend it out. But this kind of works better because it adds a little bit more texture in it. I think it looks nicer. Then we go over here, we grab this, dot there, dot, dot. Oh, and then how can I forget about the blush? How can I forget about the blush feather? How?
I don't know. I'm just confused by these colors right now.
What colors? Yours?
I have no idea. It's because I'm doing thing. Yep. True.
Yeah, there's that. And then I just, ooh, okay. We grab this pencil a little bit. Go here, maybe a little darker step. Oh yeah, that's the good shit right there. Ooh, right there in the dark color. Oh yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Are you having fun?
I am. I always have fun when like I discover like new ways to do like when I discover new shit. I have a lot more fun when doing art. But I don't know. It's one of those things with art. It's just like when you realize how to do something nicer, you're like, oh my god, yeah. You know. Mitrion. Ah. Soriwa.
Oh, speaking of, man,
Well,
you played in Japanese, right?
of course.
Good lord. Did you enjoy the voice for
who?
like Hermes?
Who?
Hermes?
Oh. Who was it?
Soma?
Was it?
Soma slash I can't remember his name for right now. Demon Slayer. Boarhead.
Inosuke.
Yeah, Inosuke.
Honestly,
Yeah.
he
It's
wasn't.
also Kirito, by the way.
I knew it was Kirito. I heard that. You know what it was?
They're all the same.
I didn't realize they were. When I realized it was during Zodiac. When he was yelling at us.
And then he also literally
when he said
pedal deuce, basically.
When he said hey, I was like, Kirito. I see. I think there's a stream clip. I have to find it. I'll post it here if I find it. And it's really like, is that Kirito? The way he screamed.
Amon also shares that voice.
Yeah.
But when he's proper with like Asahi body, he has a completely different voice.
Yeah, Asahi, I think he is. That's another voice
He's not
actor.
he's not that big of a voice actor.
Is he? I feel like he would have been. He just has.
He is. He's just not on that level. Like he's not a nobody.
Yeah, but I heard it. I was like, fucking, hey, it's Kirito.
Yep.
Because I thought because I heard it and I looked up Asahi. I looked up him first. And I was like, it wasn't.
Yeah,
it got
confusing. It got confusing.
And I was like, wait, am I an idiot? But then in Zodiac, I'm like, that's clearly the Kirito the way he screams.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just because he's such a confusing guy. He's got a lot of personality going on, so he gets multiple voices.
Yeah. But yeah,
not really though.
I mean, I had a fun time. But did you have a fun time with the story?
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, there's ups and downs, as is with any thing. You can't expect 100% perfection with an MMO story, but when it comes to being an MMO story, it's amazing. I mean, it's better than a lot of non-MMO story like lines for video games,
Yeah,
but it's not perfect. But do
nobody's
we like perfect
perfect.
stories?
No.
We don't want this is one thing. So anime for the most part and manga, I don't think that things are a problem in that life. Like I don't think that you sometimes by the end of something it might, but we don't necessarily watch anime for pure self-satisfaction in the sense of like everything goes right. We want the turmoil and the drama, right?
Hmm.
That's what a lot of people will watch that for. But I'm in the like I read a lot of Korean web novels and the people, the audience, they all just want everything to be perfect and rose colored like at all times. And I'm like, what's the point of reading this if every character is a saint and every character is good and every character does the right thing or isn't annoying or blah 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 makes perfect choices. Like why would that be interesting?
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I just like to have
Don't you love characters that are, like, complicated and might not always do the right thing and you can, like,
oh,
I don't
100%.
know, build upon
Oh, 100%.
versus, like, "Ah, I'm a Mary Still, let's go do everything the right way."
All I'm gonna say is tragic characters breed better stories.
It
That's always
doesn't
how
have to
it's
be,
been.
like, too tragic, like, it doesn't have to be, like, something that, like, is
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah, no. Just make it a little spicy. That's all you gotta do. Yeah, you gotta add a little spice to the thing. But what was I gonna say?
yeah,
Fucking I'm trying to make a background right now. Fuck
so
backgrounds. Backgrounds suck. I'm not trying to put her on a white void. I'm trying to give her some.
something I like how so before we started, I told you I'm just gonna draw whatever today. I don't have a plan. I'm probably gonna draw a bunch of random things.
Mhm.
And then I stuck to one thing and actually kind of finished something, which normally doesn't happen on the actual recording.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. I mean, I kind of I need to start posting on Instagram more, man. I posted something on Reddit and people were like, "Oh my god, it's so good," and I was like, "Give me
Aw,
power." Yeah, I posted like
give it
to like an anime art thingy. Now this is how I test to see if my coloring is good. I just turn off the line art and I'm like, "Yep, you can see that it's the person." So I'm like,
you
"Yep,
can
my line
see
art."
what be
If
happening.
you can see where the value is, like where different strands of hair is, I'm like, "Yep, that I did it right." Uh, but yeah, I think maybe we should start wrapping
Y-
up.
Yeah, I think we're at that point. I think we accomplished a lot. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
this might end up being another more of an update episode, so we'll try to plan something a little more.
I mean, we had our
We had a lot on
yeah,
our
we talked
plate,
about that. We
and
drew two. We finished. Look, we got Mike the Rat. All right, who doesn't like?
okay,
We have Mike the Rat. If anything, this podcast is saved
by Mike.
by Mike the Rat. Mike the
That
Rat
makes sense.
because Feathers rat infestation.
Yeah, pray for us, me and Java.
Man, I'm really happy with how this thing turned out. Man,
Yeah.
man, it's been so long since I drawn because it's been like 2 weeks since I actually done anything because I was just dying and sick, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
like
I got really into finishing the last thing that I sent you. So I mean, I worked on that, but other than that, I haven't really done much until today.
it
So maybe
went
that's why
from yeah, it went from this to this. Fucking
I
god,
went
god
really
tier.
into it. Again, passion draw,
Yeah, I mean,
and
so
it just worked out. Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, let's wrap it up. Feather, I have to ask a question. Where can the lovely people find you?
this time really it isn't the abyss because I ain't nowhere anymore. Just kidding.
That is true.
It's kind of true.
But you've been trying to get back into streaming, so you might as well just plug
Yeah.
Twitch.
Yeah. Featherin with 2 N's. At what? It's not at twitch.com. I mean, it is Featherin. No, twitch.com
Twitch.tv. It's
slash
Twitch.tv.
Featherin.
Twitch.tv.
Twitch.tv. See, that's
That's
how
right.
out of it I am
Exactly.
in terms of being in it. I'm
Yeah,
out of it.
and you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Shinra_. You can follow me on Twitter. I hit 200 followers on my art Twitter account. Woo, most followers I've ever had on any social media
Nice.
account. And yeah, so thank you all for being here. Love and appreciate you all. And
Keep working hard.
Yep, keep working hard. Stay safe. Avoid the vid. And we'll see you on the next podcast. And yeah, peace and love.
See you next time. Bye
Have
bye.
a good one. Bye.